Bloody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and I didn't think I was going to do a part 3, but I am. So today's book Nerdigan discussion video is part 3 of Emblaze by Jessica Shirvington, which is the third book in the Embrace series. And if you have not read Embrace, Entice, or Emblaze, or have watched any of my book Nerdigan series videos on it, then what the commie and RCs are you doing here? I really recommend reading the books, and you guys gotta watch the book Nerdigan videos, otherwise you're not gonna understand what the fuck I'm talking about. And then come back here and then we could discuss it, because one reason I'm making these book Nerdigan videos so long and why I'm breaking them into parts are because, one, it's my ADHD kicking in and I am trying to be really organized about it. And the other thing is that that a lot of the stuff that Jessica Shirvington does, like the little things, end up coming back later in the series. And it's also stuff that from the previous books actually come back in the series. Also, some of the mythology we'll also see later on, whether it be in other Angel series, because this is part of the hashtag AngelReadAthon, or in other series like Incubus will come back in when we get to Soul Screamers by Rachel Vincent. So, yes, this cover, once again, is so beautiful. Yes, it is. And thank you, Mini Papa, for showing that beautiful cover. We'll see you in Endless. This time, I mean it. We will see it in Endless. So we left off right when Violet is going with Phoenix, and I love that we get a Phoenix chapter, because everything up until this point we're only getting Violet's point of view. Now we are getting Phoenix's point of view, and because Violet is passed out, and Phoenix is now we get to empathize with Phoenix and see what he's going through. And I feel so bad for Phoenix, because he really loves Violet, and the worst, and what really makes you feel for him is what he says. He's being cast out from Violet's life is worse than cast out of the angel realm. And also we love the one. And also when he says, also we love the ones we hate, and he hates Violet with all his heart. And also, like, another thing I want to mention is the reason why I'm quoting a lot of the stuff from this series in particular is because I really want people to understand why I love Jessica Shirvington's writing. Her writing is so good. I freaking love Jessica Shirvington's writing. The diction is fantastic, and she gives you like perfect imagery. So like a lot of the stuff in here isn't so blatant like a lot of writers will do. And this is another reason why, as I mentioned in my previous book Nerdigan video, why I like reading fantasy fiction so much. So we also find out that that fire in the prophecy, because remember, some of the three exiles are going to be returned to fire. We find out that fire is actually Lincoln because of the passion he has for Violet. And we also found out that, holy commie and Arceus, Phoenix didn't kill Rudy on purpose, just the exiles broke from rank and did it. So we find out that Phoenix is starting to lose control of the exiles. And I like that at least Gressel got the shit beaten out of him for that. And we also found out, like, this has been a theme throughout the series in all reality, if you think about it, that Phoenix, and it kind of reminds me of, like, Goku and Vegeta, and in the sense Yusuke and Hiei and a lot of hero, anti-hero shit, that Phoenix and Lincoln come up with an arrangement that for Violet's safety for getting rid of Gressel, because Phoenix left Gressel to get rid of Lincoln. And I love that poor Phoenix. You just feel so bad for him. That Phoenix, he would do anything to make Violet his, but it's just never going to be enough. And at the end of the chapter, Phoenix whispers into Violet's ear, "Love will kill us all." And then, you know, because he hears Violet waking up, and she says, "First it makes us lie he says, "First it makes us lie furiously so we can be what we must in order to be deserving. Then it tears us apart with raw truth. Whether we are man, exile, angel, it doesn't matter. For us all, the nature of the truth is unforgiving." And then he puts her back to sleep. and and he says, sleep, my love, and I'm just like, that is so true. Every one of us book nerdicans can relate to that in some form of another. And it's nice to know also that Phoenix killed the bastard named Justin that hit Violet while she was asleep. And it goes to show you that Phoenix does have honor in battle. And he also, it's kind of creepy that Phoenix knows Violet's measurements down to the size of her shoes. It's kind of creepy. Because remember, Violet's still wearing the red dress that Steph gave her for dinner. Let's see. So, Phoenix tells Violet after Violet beats the fuck out of him, which was awesome. I loved when she did that. It was like, that fucker deserves it. Even though I still feel bad for him, it's like, fucker deserves it up until this point, because Violet, has no clue. If Phoenix says if Violet doesn't return exiles when Phoenix tells her to in about 15 minutes, he will kill Steph. And they have to be thrown in the water before they are fully returned. And also something I want to mention, actually I'll mention it in a little bit. And the first exile Violet has to execute, because Oliver comes with the exiles. Oh god, these exiles are fucking despicable. They deserve to die. He kills women no older than 20, and he rapes them until there's no life in them, and then burns them and roasting his dinner over their flames. It's like, fucker, that motherfucker needs to die. I'm sorry. And then whatever lurked within the shadows pounds quickly, wrapping the exile like silken evil, pulling its catch deep until it disappeared entirely. And I know when Violet was on the ship, and I didn't mention this in the last Nerdigan video, that, what was I going to say? That when Violet was on the ship to Nia Kabini, she saw something and sensed something in the water. So that's what the creature is. And the second exile targeted children and taking them from their parents for ransom to only return their kids in pieces. Oh god, that fucker needs to die. Oh man, Violet took pleasure in killing him. I would have too. I'm sorry, I would have as well. And the third one apparently did things so bad that Phoenix didn't even speak of it. And in fact, he looked envious that Violet got to return the bastard. And then I was thinking to myself too, at the same time, I was thinking, shit, that sounds like Frieza evil. It sounds like Yaraku evil. Then after returning the exiles, I loved it. She smacked Phoenix with the hilt of her dagger, and I love it. She said, "You will never break me." And it's like, damn straight. Phoenix knows only Lincoln could break her. There's no fucking way. And the heart of man is someone in love, and it's like, oh shit. It's Lincoln. Oh shit, it's Lincoln. Oh shit. And then Violet actually learns the truth about her mother from her angel parent, because remember, she's passed out. She's passed out at this point. Violet learns the truth about her mother from her angel parent, that she was her bargain. Because remember, at the beginning of Emblaze, we only learned part of the bargain. We didn't learn the full bargain. So, Lockmet, remember, that's what we know the angel parent as. I kind of got annoyed that it kind of was Jessica. My one complaint I will say about this, about Emblaze and Endless and to a point, well, I haven't gotten through the rest of Empower, my reread of Empower, but so far Empower as well, is that Jessica doesn't keep the name Lockmet, and it kind of bothers me because you put in Entice that her angel parent is said for Violet to call him Lockmet. Why the Kami and Arceus didn't you keep that? That's got to be my only complaint of this series, is that you don't have Lockmet in the whole series. That's got to be my only complaint. But for the purposes of my book Nerdigan discussions and me being a huge book Nerdigan and pointing this out, I'm still gonna call him Lockmet until his real identity is revealed. So yeah. So Lockmet can't reveal Evelyn's portion of the bargain, which we kind of know which we know from the prologue, but Lockmet revealed his end was for her to wear one wristband where when she died, and it went with her spirit. And before Violet wakes up, Lockmet spears his blood or smears Violet's blood on Violet's blade, and because Violet is pleading for help, and he says, and Lockman says, I already have. Like, at first, I thought it was going to be his blood, but it not actually, well, it's actually kind of his blood, because remember, his essence is running through Violet's veins, so it's kind of like both of their blood, if you think about it. And when Violet woke up, Violet was in a silver dress on Nia Cavini, and Lincoln was sacrificing the 3 exiles to the volcano, and then Phoenix throws the dagger with both his and Locksmith/Violet's blood on it into the volcano, and Violet can still see the human in Phoenix. And I can see it too, because, you know, Phoenix has promised that he's going to rescue the people of Santorini, and plus Phoenix also gave the order on how to save the people of Santorini. Like gave Lincoln the instructions to give to the nature users, which I thought which was cool. So Violet used the sight, used her sight powers to see that 100 Gregory are fighting exiles, and it's like, damn, this is freaking crazy. So I'm like thinking, like Phoenix is gonna throw Violet into the volcano. It's like, holy shit, and she's gonna let go. And it's like, Violet, don't let go. Even as the fire is burning the back of your body. Yeah, the lava is like burned like the whole fucking back of her body, and I'm like, holy shit, that is crazy. And like Lincoln is holding on to her arm, and it's like, don't let go. And because like Violet's saying that she wants to set Lincoln free. And Lincoln's like, hell no, you're not setting me free because I'm coming in after you. I'm like, thank you, Lincoln. Thank you, that's dedication. And then Lincoln says this about Violet. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to cry. I was totally going to cry. And he's like, you smell winter dew at the first crack of dawn. And when you use your power, it feels like being submerged in the most intoxicating vanilla ice cream. Or vanilla cream that I lose myself in every time, and you were beautiful, so stunning in that dress the other night that I could hardly look at you. It hurt so much. You are the thing that I dread the most, Violet, because I love you so much that I can't trust myself. I die for you, give up all of my power for you. I give you my soul in an instant if that meant I get to spend an eternity in torment just for one moment with you is fine. Wanting you consumes me. I dread you because I know the risk, but I'm so selfish I want you anyway. I take you even though it could kill you. And that has to be one of the most romantic declarations of love I have ever read. And it makes me want to say sorry, Fenris, but fucking Lincoln, man. Oh my god, can I just surrender to Lincoln now? Like, I just want Lincoln. Where's the hot blonde Gregory named Lincoln when you need him? Please just take me, Lincoln. I want that man. That man is so amazing. And see, like, this is why I love authors like Jessica Shirvington. I love her writing. And like, after, he pulls her out of the volcano, Lincoln gives her a shirt, and I'm like thinking, yeah, I think Jessica's thinking the same thing Leslie is, because, like, I could stare at Lincoln shirtless all day. I honestly can. The only difference between Leslie and Jessica is that Jessica didn't have Lincoln appear naked the first time Lincoln showed up. Like Fenris did. That's the only difference. Okay. So, and then Lincoln says it was splendid. Most of the dress melted off Violet's back. I'm just like, oh my god. I don't think everyone wants to see Violet's ass. Oh my god. I love Violet's like, oh, splendid. I was just cracking up. And like, Lincoln can't heal Violet right now because the volcano's about to erupt. And I was like, oh, fuck. Violet's got to be in so much pain going down that volcano. I think Lincoln carried her down, too. So when they went back to, and thank Kami, Phoenix helped him save Santorini with his wind to help the nature users. That was amazing. But when they went back to assess the damage, Lincoln explained that Griffin came with the Academy and the Athens Gregory, and basically the 100 Gregory that Violet saw were the rogue Gregory that replaced them to defend Athens and the port from, wait a minute. Oh, no, the Rogue Gregory replaced them to defend Athens. Those were the Athens Gregory that were, that Violet saw. The Rogue Gregory were in Athens to replace, the Athens Gregory. And so, while they're back at Nia Kamini, Lockmet appears in, lion form, and this is outside a dream, too, and this is real life, so this is huge, because you don't think this would be possible. And what's really badass is his roar, with the breath from his roar, heals Violet instantly. That was fucking amazing. And Lincoln caught up with Violet, and he's like, where are you going? And how are you healed? Like, I would have been like, what the commie has just happened? I don't understand. Why are you climbing this fucking volcano? And Violet, Violet explained what happened, and she's going up there, and they find Violet's mother covered in ash, completely alive, which, according to Griffin, was thanks to Violet's blood that was on her Gregory blade. And Lincoln realized it too, and Lincoln was like, yep, the angels interfered. So the Academy, they're heading back, and the Academy has agreed to have Violet stay under Griffin's guidance, but they want Evelyn to go back to the Academy and basically be imprisoned. And the confrontation with Evelyn was not pretty on the plane, because she was like, who the fuck released Lilith? It was like, oh my god. It was insane. But at least Lincoln, she said, she realized that they were soulmates. And Lincoln was amazing. Lincoln defended, protected Violet, because Violet's like, I'm not dealing with this shit right now. And, she's like, Evelyn's like, curse angels, damn you angels! And, but at least knowing Lincoln was from a Powers Angel proved that at least some things were done right. And she was like, if she asked Lincoln if he would die for her, and Lincoln says he dies for her every day, and it's like, oh my god, that's so sweet. And that had to be one of the sweetest things ever. You see, I love it. And the Academy is going to reach out to the world's Gregory and put feelers out there to see if they could pinpoint Lilith and Phoenix. And there's no way Violet is going, like, Violet felt so bad about the whole thing with Evelyn being, probably being imprisoned by, quote-unquote debrief by the Academy, that, Lincoln came up with the idea to, and they, Violet, Spence had Violet go into the bathroom to explain that Spence is going to use glamour to smuggle Evelyn off the plane, and Spence had her until they got to the crowd, and then Evelyn just took off, and it's like, whatever. Seriously, that's how Violet was thinking about it. And Lincoln apparently had to go to Aaron to get the rogue on the island. But apparently Aaron broke his word because, well, yeah, obviously Aaron broke his word because Phoenix was on the island. So Aaron agreed because he was still high from whatever Phoenix gave him. So that shit was pretty easy. And Onyx actually will work, and because afterwards they went back to Hades, and like seriously, like Deborah asked Onyx to work a shift, and Onyx will actually work. That is a huge thing, because if you remember in, I think it was Entice, if you remember in Entice, Onyx was basically like, fuck you, I'm not doing shit. It was either in Entice, yeah, it was in Entice. Onyx was like basically, fuck off, I'm not doing shit. But now look at this, Onyx says, this is what I love, this is only the 3rd book, and Onyx has grown so much as a character. I love it. And we find out also that Dapper was the one who healed Steph and Onyx. Holy Kami and Arceus. Griffin and Lincoln figured it out. And I figured it out too. And Dapper can heal anyone human, well, mostly human anyway. And poor Onyx, and Onyx knew until, well, no, Onyx is not being smug right now. But, like, Onyx felt so bad. Like, he's like, I thought I was getting my powers back. Like Dapper just didn't want Onyx to feel bad. He's such a good boyfriend. And like, Jace found them too, and now he's getting suspicious. And seriously, go Salvatore. Like, Sal is like the best boyfriend ever for Steph. He said to him basically, and like everyone's shocked that Sal said like a complete sentence, hell, in English like that many words in English. And like I was kind of shocked too, because he hasn't said that many words in English. He said Steph is with people that love and care about her, and that should be enough for Jace. And I was like, everyone's like, holy shit, did Salvatore say that many words in English? I was cracking up. It was so funny. And Griffin, they call me Griffin, has the truth power, honestly. And that needs to prevail right now. And oh my God, Lincoln overheard about Jace taking Violet to the dance. And it was as friends, but oh, Lincoln is gelling. Lincoln is gelling so hard right now. I was laughing my ass off. And I love when they went back to Lincoln's, because Violet wasn't ready to go home to face her dad yet. And there was dinner and cuddling, and finally Violet says to stay. I was like, thank you! There was no sex, there was just cuddling, and they were spooning. And damn, Lincoln is a strong man. Even when Violet says, she said to him while they were cuddling, she's like, you have to tell me not to turn over right now. And I couldn't believe he said it. I was like, what? What? Okay, guys, you gotta tell me in the comment section if you would be able to do that. That takes a lot of balls to say that. And I gotta say that at least, you know, Lincoln promised he would find a way for them to be together. And I gotta agree with Violet that Lincoln was one fine extra blanket. And, you know, she felt better in months. And when, when Violet finally went back to her apartment, guess who was there? Evelyn was there, her mom, with her haircut, looking awesome, because her hair was like down to her knees, because she was God knows where for 18 years. And Dad sees her too, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? Why is Evelyn here? Please tell me this is real. And the book ends with Evelyn saying, hello, Jace. Okay, now I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this book. This book was so good. And I loved every second of this book. And I loved the character development. Again, the character development's amazing. The writing is fantastic. And I loved that we had a Phoenix chapter. And as I said, the only criticism I have to give this book, and this is probably going to be a criticism for like at least probably up until the last part of Empower, is that I don't like that Jessica doesn't use Lockmet anymore. That's the only thing I have a problem with, because remember in Entice, she had Violet's Angel Maker say to call him Lockmet, and now all she's saying is my Angel Maker, and that kind of bothers me. That's the only problem I have. Other than that, I really like having a Phoenix chapter. I kind of hope that we get at least I'm gonna mention the other thing that I want in the end of Endless. To be honest, I will mention it at the end of Endless. But I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed having more character development, especially from Onyx. Onyx grew so much in this, and I love the relationship that we see with Salvatore and Steph, and like I can't wait for you guys to see how much Josephine's character builds, because Josephine's character builds in Endless is Oh my god, by the end of Endless, you're just gonna be so shocked. If you guys haven't read Endless yet, you guys should read it, especially before watching my next book nerdigan discussion video. So, those are my thoughts on Emblaze. I'm sorry it had to be 3 parts, but yeah. And we're gonna fucking get a battle with Lilith next book. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna see the mistress of seduction herself, because Lilith is free. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I know I forgot to mention it. Lilith is free. When the volcano erupted, Lilith shot out as well as Evelyn did. So we're also going to find out, and I can't wait for you guys to see the relationship development with Evelyn and Violet too, because that's going to be really good. So I want to know what you guys thought about Emblaze, like the last part of Emblaze. Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? Did you guys not like that that Jessica didn't call her Violet's angel maker Locksmith like I did? What did you guys think about Aaron breaking his promise? Because he kind of hinted he was going to. He said he said that he wasn't going. He said he wasn't sure about if he was going to or not. And what did you think of? Also, what did you think about Lincoln and Phoenix coming to an agreement about how to take care of Violet? Because I'm curious about that too. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and always follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with what book I'm at. And until next time, book nerdigans, remember to keep on reading.